Okay, so now we're going to practice creating value on two animals before we actually do it on our finished animal. So the first thing you're going to do is write your name on the line and the code, the day you have art, day A, day B, day C. And you can do your animal one of two ways. You can simply outline and do the dark value on the outline and a light value on the inside, or you can try to make it look realistic by like thinking about where the light is shining. So if we think about a wolf at night howling, the moon is up in the sky and it would be shining on the top of the wolf because the moon is up high. So the bottom of the wolf is going to be dark, the top of the wolf is going to be light. So I could come through, since I'm doing a light value, I kind of move my hand down towards the top of the pencil so I don't press as hard, and the light value I'm barely pressing, and I'm just going to follow along the curve edges of the wolf, pressing very lightly. You might not even be able to see what I'm doing on the screen. I'm pressing so light. And then as I get further down my wolf, I will add more pressure to my wolf to get my other value, because value is the lightness or darkness of a color. And I want you to try to color in the same direction. So I'm coloring horizontally side to side. And since it's a wolf, it has fur, so I could have done this with short little lines instead of these long lines here. But now I'm about halfway down my wolf, so maybe now I start to add a little bit more pressure. So I scoop my hand down on the pencil a little bit closer to the tip, and I press down. And you want to do this nice and lightly, and with a little bit more pressure than you had at the top, so that you make a nice change. I don't want it to look like a stripe, like light stripe and dark stripe. I want it to kind of blend together. The feet are going to be the darkest because they're the farthest away from the moon. So down here at the feet, I'm pressing the hardest, and then I'm lightening my pressure, not pushing as hard as I get up towards the top of the leg. So on your finished animal, we should see at least two values, a dark value and a light value. And I would like you to try to not make it look so stripy, like a straight line there. Make it more gradual change. So the other way that you could do your animal is you could do the dark value along the edge of your animal, all around the shape of your animal. So you have your animal drawn, it has this outline. You can go around with your pencil, do the dark value along the edge. So my hand is down near the tip of the pencil so that I can add as much pressure as I need. And it's just easier to turn my paper as I work around this hammerhead shark. Now you don't want to make this part too thin or we wouldn't be able to see it, so I have to make it kind of thick. And I'm going horizontally, side to side along the edge of the hammerhead shark. I'm not going this way because that would look zigzaggy, so I'm trying to just follow right along, pressing hard and doing a fairly thick line of dark value around the edge. Alright, and then the light value on the inside. So now I'm going to scooch my hand up towards the eraser of my pencil because I'm not pushing as hard, and I'm going to fill this in. I'm going to make sure that I color the same direction throughout the whole space. So I'm going horizontally, side to side. I find it easier to fill in side to side horizontally than going up and down. So then I just fill in the remainder of my hammerhead shark with the light value, because you have to show both light and dark value within your animal. And so these are separate shapes on my animal. So my wolf, he was all one shape because there wasn't any closed off. Well, I guess these two legs are a closed off shape, but the rest of this is kind of open. So that's why it's done all together. But since these are closed off shapes, they're done separately. And so there I have tried to show dark and light value on my hammerhead shark and dark and light value on my wolf. So I want you to try to show both of those values on this handout, and then bring it to me so I can look it over.